during quarantine, you can't get quality food. Unlike my family, which is constantly exposed to my fantastic dishes. But sometimes I get emails or direct messages saying, hey, Chef Jim, you're good looking, you're great at cooking. How can I make a gourmet burger from a bistro in my own home? Let's get cooking. I'm gonna show you how. I think a gourmet burger should be on a pretzel roll, a fresh, homemade pretzel roll. But since we're in quarantine, we're gonna use these frozen ones that I got, and then we're gonna cut them open and just slop the burger on there. Let's get cooking. Come on with me. I guess sometimes I question if my cooking's having an impact, you know, if my family even appreciates me. You might have heard of the James Beard Award. Well, I have the Jim Beard Award for cooking during quarantine. I sometimes think maybe I'm losing my mind. Maybe I'm not a chef. Maybe I'm just a guy who tells food jokes. Let's get cooking. Let's get cooking. Let's get cooking. Now, let's get cooking. One of the most important things with beef is to never freeze it. Freezing destroys the flavor of it. But unfortunately, when you're in quarantine with your 5 children, you have to freeze things. Let's get cooking. So what I'm doing is I took all this frozen meat and I put it in the fridge the last night. And of course, during the day, I have to keep it in the fridge and it didn't thaw. So I have to put it in this warmer tray to thaw it. So that's where it is. Let's get cooking. I'm a master chef who has been cooking all my life for 30 years. I remember when I opened my first restaurant, it was called Burger King. And it was closed down immediately because there was another company that had a thing called Burger King. But I thought it was a great idea. I was gonna have like this guy dressed like the Burger King, but you know, it would look like me, obviously. You know, authentic pretzel rolls are hard to come by. These have been in the freezer. They've been thawed, and then I'm just taking them out and I'm cutting them and turning them into hamburger buns because the place where we order hamburger buns, they didn't have any hamburger buns. But a lot of people ask me, they're like, Jim, you know, what's better than pizza bread? And I'm like, nothing. Let's get cooking. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Bit of advice, I would always have a roll for every burger. Let's get cooking. What we're gonna do, my kitchen is probably the only place I feel comfortable on earth. It's the only time I'm in control. It's the only time I can move my hands and know that they're moving a certain place. When I'm outside of the kitchen, I'm lost. I don't know who I am. I don't know where I'm going. Often people will look at me strange that I'm wearing a chef's hat on the subway. I know they're jealous. I know they're jealous that I'm Chef Jim. I'm not crazy. I like to make people happy. There's this huge groundswell of support for my cooking and my cooking ideals. They've compared me to other great chefs, Julia Childs, the other guy. They've compared me to all these great chefs, and people want my wisdom. I've had people, they haven't yet, but I'm sure they're gonna want to make pots and pans, Chef Jim pots and pans. Probably an underwear company. It's just what I do is I cook, I create love, and that's about it. I just love it. I love how my kids react, how they appreciate all my cooking. Let's get cooking. One of the things you want to do is you want the pretzel rolls to taste like pretzels. So that means adding an unnecessary amount of salt. So what we're going to do is we're going to spray down this pan. You can do that. You can practice at home. And then over here, we're going to get these pretzel rolls. And we're going to stick them here. It's all about creating happiness. I don't know how to do this. I guess that's all right. This thing is not gonna fit. So, all right, that, okay. Let's get cooking. What I'm gonna do eventually is I'm gonna spray these with some kind of spray, and then I'm gonna sprinkle salt on them.
I am a great chef. A lot of people wonder, they're like, why are you so great? You have no training, you don't follow any recipes, your food's not good, why do you consider yourself a great chef? Because I was born a great chef. Even as a baby, they gave me a chef hat. And people used to, that was my nickname growing up, was chef. Well, not chef, it was, I think my dad used to call me idiot, but he meant chef, I think, because he was from Illinois.
Let's get cooking. For pretzel rolls to be a masterpiece, they need to taste like pretzels. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some unhealthy salt after we spray these down, so this thing serves as kind of like a glue, I think. I don't know. We've been trapped here forever and we're probably never gonna leave, but at least I'm doing this. I don't know how to open this. Let's get cooking. 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 Don't forget to say let's get cooking, because if you don't, it's not gonna work.
The thing is that I just want to be able to bring my wisdom to you, you know, or to someone.
Let's get cooking. Oh, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick these in. Come on with me. Let's get cooking. Some of you may be wondering, hey Jim, these burgers are gonna be unbelievable, but what about a healthy side dish? Let's get cooking. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do mac and cheese, my famous mac and cheese, which I get delivered. Look at that, look at that. That is beautiful. Now what I'll do is I'll take this out and I'll take it on my hand and I'll stick it in here and I'll say, let's get cooking. So we'll leave that in there. What time do we go? Let's get cooking. You know, springtime, beautiful weather outside, a good burger is best cooked on a grill outside. But let's get cooking. We're trapped inside in quarantine, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook it on our stovetop. Look at these patties that were frozen and thawed. I did that. What I like to do is I'll put them out, take them out of the freezer the night before, put them in the fridge, because one time I didn't put them in the fridge and my wife got really angry, and let them thaw, and then we'll see how they're feeling. They feel still frozen. Let's get cooking. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the stove. There we go. And let's get cooking. Now, before I put the burgers, I add the magic salt. Salt, 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 salt. The salt, I don't know what it does. Something. You know what I mean? Let's get cooking. So, you know, I might seem a little low energy today because, I don't know, I'm struggling, you know. I don't own a business that's going out of business, but I sometimes feel like, you know, let's get cooking is, maybe that's, you know, sure it's a life motto, but maybe it's not the answer to everything. You know, maybe it's, what about me not cooking? You know, let's get vacationing. Let's get time to unwind. Sometimes I don't have the let's get cooking in me. But you know what also helps a lot? Is a need for food. I'm not lost. I'm not, you know, the quarantine's been like the best thing that's happened to me forever. Anyway, I should probably get back to cooking. Let's get cooking. We're always looking for ways to get some taste going in our burgers. So here's some leftover onion stuff. I'm gonna throw that in there and see if that does any good. Let's get cooking. It's hard to pick things up with this glove on. Let's get cooking. For a cheeseburger, you need to cut the cheese. And then you cut it like that, and then you cut it like this. Let's see how these burgers are doing. Oh, those are beautiful. I don't know how to flip even. Back to cutting cheese.
Right here we are, cutting more cheese. Cut the cheese, I cut the cheese, I cut the cheese. Who cut the cheese? I cut the cheese. And look at how excited those kids are over there. All right, come on back. Are you getting this?
Mm-hmm. Now we get the buns.
So what we're doing now is we're putting these burgers on the bun. You can do this at home. You just take it off the thing and you put it on the thing. And you put that thing on top. So what we do is we store these down here.
Let's get cooking.
It's dinner with the Gaffigans. Dinner with the Gaffigans. We're having dinner with the Gaffigans. There's Jack, there's Mari, there's my bride Jeannie, there's Patrick, there's Michael, and there is Katie. We're having dinner during quarantine. I look like this. Let's get right to it. Thank you, Mari. Mari, come on over here.
That's a big chunk of cheese.
That's right. Welcome to Dinner with the Gaffigan's. We're having my famous burgers and mac and cheese.
Oh,
Jim's Burgers.
Jim's Burgers, indeed. You're getting a lot of compliments on your hair.
Well, thank you. I didn't even go to the salon. I'm always working as a chef. I'm known as a chef. People have shown me tattoos of my face and chef over it.
You want the chef hat?
No, but you know what? What I'm eating, I just want to eat.
Adam, you are the first man in our book. Nobody gets on.
Jack, what do you say about that burger? It is good, right? Mari, let's hear what we got. We're gonna zoom in on your face.
Jack, are you the comedian of the family? Actually, no, my father is Jeff Hoffman. Homan.
It's
Dinner with
The Gaffigans.
here to make you laugh again. We'll see you tomorrow on our
So.
And if you don't watch it, you're
That was fun, right? Let's get cooking. Hit the subscribe button down below, and then we'll get back to cooking. Let's get cooking. That's how you cut, right?